This podcast is brought to you by Most Valuable Podcasts, saving your day from boredom with the best podcasting entertainment.
What's up? Real MVPs, Ricky Widmer here, along with fellow Manchild, Johnny Karlic. And we are back for another edition of the Rick and Johnny podcast right here on Most Valuable Podcasts. And Johnny, I understand that you have a special message that you're trying to send subliminally. If I said that
liminally,
right,
subliminal, or superliminal.
I still screwed it up. That you're trying to send to two products.
I'm not
that we
trying to
love
send anything at all. As I drink my refreshing
wink, nudge,
Mountain
nudge.
Dew.
Really, we're not even keeping up with the product placement right for Doritos, because their whole thing now is that they don't even need to say their name in their ads. They can just the blue bag that rhymes with "I need those." It's like, oh, Doritos. Johnny's like, I'm gonna eat. It was Cool Ranch, right? Those Cool Ranch, Blue's Cool Ranch. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Johnny, anything ranch, Johnny is all over. But Johnny's subliminally trying to get us some advertisers here. So Mountain Dew, Doritos, get on that. That is our game. Our clientele loves you, and Johnny loves you as well. But welcome into another edition of the Rick and Johnny podcast, where we basically talk about everything under the two nerdy suns: Marvel, DC, Star Wars, Disney Plus, everything, video games. Trailers that are coming out, movies, everything. Make sure before we get started, we got a lot on today's show, and also a difference in today's show that I'm going to go over. Make sure to check out patreon.com/mostvaluablepodcast. That is how you help support us. It would not be a Rick and Johnny podcast.
I muted it.
Didn't get a shamalama ding dong from Johnny.
I muted it. What the fuck?
It's an official Rick and Johnny podcast because we got a shamalama ding dong over there from Johnny's phone. But make sure to check out patreon.com/mostvaluablepodcast. That's how you help support us. $10 tier, $1 tier, $5 tiers. They're all down there. You can check them out. They are great tiers, and you help support us, making sure we can keep this dream alive and make it better, because this isn't even our full time. This is even our real, our studio that we own. You can help us get there with patreon.com/mostvaluablepodcast. Also, make sure to follow us on twitch.tv/mostvaluablepodcast. Sooner rather than later, these podcasts will go live. I know you would like to watch them live. Twitch.tv/mostvaluablepodcast.
I know I would.
Is how I know I would. Is that how I sounded? The traditional ad of you know you want to. I know I would. No, you don't. Why are you even saying that?
Guys, you're recording the podcast.
Yeah.
What?
We're live now. But yes, you can watch it live. Go to our Twitch. That link is also down below in the description. And we're actually practicing today as if it was a live podcast. Usually we do. We I don't like using jump cuts, but sometimes we have to. But what we are going to do today is a change that Johnny has been, I don't want to say annoying, because you haven't been overbearing with it, but I feel like it's a suggestion.
I think I've been pushing it for a while.
You've had it for a while, and I've always been I haven't said no, but I haven't gone all in on it. And I guess now where we're at, where we have the new channel, and of course we've got, right now, we're the only thing. I've done Mandalorian videos. I'm going to do a Titans video for the remaining part of that season, or season 2. Really, it's just us right now, an MVP nerd, until we can get everything kind of going how we want it. So instead of having 3 segments like we normally do, you're only getting 1. If you're on podcast services around the world, this does not affect you.
There can only be 1.
You will still get your 1 episode of Rick and Johnny. But on YouTube, this affects you. Instead of having 3 individual videos to click on and watch, this is the only one that you have to click on. This is the only one that you have to watch. So let us know what you think of the new show format. You like it? You don't like it? Obviously, we're going to let you know if we like it or not based off of what we do after this. But we're trying it a little bit different today. And Johnny, that means we can talk about more things. And I'll say this. Well, I didn't know how I wanted to phrase this. Of the YouTube channel I watch, I love Kind of Funny.
Yeah.
I am not ashamed to say that I watch their material almost every day.
I know you do.
And the way they do it is they have a special name for it. They call it the Roper Report. And obviously we're not going to do that. We don't have a special name for ours. I don't even know if our needs a special name. But we do have 7 items on our show today.
Ooh-wee!
And that's the one thing that I think we'll try to get to stick, the Rick and Johnny. Rick and Johnny, Rick and Morty. We're going with a theme there. But we have 7 items on the show today. The first one I want to get into, it is the title card of the episode, The Batman. I wanted to talk about this last week, but then we went full on Marvel, and I'm like, let's keep the continuity together with the MCU since we're talking about all that in one show. But we've gotten more castings done for The Batman. First, it started out where we got Robert Pattinson as Batman. That was huge. Then Jeffrey Wright, I think how it went down was then Jeffrey Wright came aboard. He's going to be Commissioner Gordon. He's also in the MCU, going to be the Watcher in the What If Disney Plus series that they're going to do. Then they announced that Paul Dano and Zoe Kravitz are going to be... Paul Dano is going to play Edward Nashton, which is the Riddler. Zoe Kravitz is going to be Selena Kyle, who's Catwoman. And then recently we got 2 new additions to this. First off, there's a report that Colin Farrell may play the Penguin. This was an article, though, from last week that I'm looking at superherohype.com. If you go to the IMDb page, Colin Farrell is listed as Oswald Cobblepot, the Penguin. It still says rumored, though. So we don't have an exact answer on that, but it looks like he's going to be the Penguin. Also, one that shocked me, and this is the one I actually want to start with, because we're going to talk about the casting and what we think about these, and then how it's going to shape the movie. The one I want to start with that kind of shocked me is the Alfred Pennyworth casting. Because Andy Serkis, who has been in the MCU, he's been Gollum, he's going to be directing Venom 2.
Planet of the Apes.
He's Planet of the Apes 2. He played Caesar in that one, right? That was the ape's name that he played?
He did Caesar.
He's going to be Alfred Pennyworth. What is your thought? Like, with me, I don't know how it sits yet. Like, it's for me, I'm thinking it's a wait and see because I'm the big Batman fan here. It's a wait and see because at first I would not think that Andy Serkis would be my pick to be Alfred Pennyworth. What's your thought on this, Johnny? We'll start with Alfred.
I'm not sure how to feel about it because, I mean, he's a good actor, especially, I mean, but a lot of it's...
But is it Alfred Pennyworth?
That's the thing I'm going to try and get around to eventually. Yeah. But first, I just want to say he is a good actor. I mostly just know him for CGI roles, though.
Yeah.
Other than really
Ulysses Claw.
Ulysses Claw. Because I'm trying to look him up on...
I'm trying to think, even that, though,
IMDb, and it's giving me a little bit of pain right now.
Even that, though, was... did Ulysses Claw ever have... Yeah, because he wore the... basically like... what's his name in The Walking Dead? Peg Leg. What was his name? I'm blanking on his name. Herschel.
Herschel, yeah.
Ulysses Claw had basically the green screen arm when he got it chopped off, right?
Exactly.
Let's see. Andy Serkis. Let's see if mine loads a little bit better than yours.
No, it wasn't loading. I just couldn't find his name.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, he's been in all the Planet of the Apes, basically all the Lord of the Rings.
But, like, you look at it, too. Like, Mowgli, Legend of the Jungle, he was Baloo. He was a voice of Baloo.
Christmas Carol. Oh, that's post-production. It's coming out.
Star Wars, A Force Awakens, he was... Snoke, which, yet again... How much of that was actually him? How much of that was motion capture? So, like, what? Is this going to be the first role that we've seen him in, like, what, since he became Gollum?
Ulysses Claw.
Well,
this is the first time we're going to see him in person.
Yeah, since Claw. I keep forgetting that he was also Claw. But, like, do you think this is going to be one where we have to sit there and go, guys, he's a good actor. Let's see his take on the character.
Yeah, you know what? I'm actually going to go with the side of I'm kind of excited to see his take. Because you know you're not going to get your traditional, just like kind of proper Britishman.
Yeah.
Exactly. You're going to get Andy Serkis's
take on it. Andy Serkis is He's
British,
but he's not that Alfred, like the animated series where it's like, How's it going, Master Bruce?
Exactly. You probably get something like that, but he's going to be a little bit more laid back about it. He's probably going to be leaning. They might lean towards the. What the hell?
Something crack on you?
A little something sticky was on there for a second.
Oh, something
Squishy.
sticky.
Anyways,
What's Dave doing over there? Because Dave was over there for the fast break yesterday.
gross. Anyways, I think it's gonna be like more towards leaning towards his military background type thing.
Yeah.
Because isn't Alfred supposed to have a military background?
Yeah, and I mean they leaned into that too in Gotham, I believe.
Yes, they did, but I think this one might lean more towards it as opposed to he's more of like that military guy as opposed to the proper Britishman, like I've always been a butler my whole life type thing.
Because let's see, let me pull up the wiki's always got the answer for you. Let's see. Fictional character biography. His first appearance, because it's also they're basing it off of the Long Halloween. I wonder if they're going to do a Alfred that might have been in that comic.
Okay.
Where I'm just looking here, Alfred was originally conceived as a comedic foil for Batman and Robin. In most early tales, he made bungling attempts to be a detective on a par with the young masters. He was given a 4-page feature of his own, and the feature lasted 13 issues, skipping Batman 35, with the last one being Batman 36. The stories followed a simple formula with Alfred solving a crime and catching the culprits entirely by accident. In later years, the comedic aspects of the character were downplayed. And that's one thing that it mentions that I think Andy Serkis can do a great job in. And that's being a comedic foil to Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's like you said, it's not maybe because we're products of the 90s, that's what we think of. But that wouldn't be my first choice for Alfred, but I can't wait to see what he can do with it.
Exactly.
The other one, though, that is rumored is another one where it's one of these where it's like, I don't know if I would have picked him to be Cobblepot, and that's Colin Farrell.
Yeah, that's the one I'm more so
more confused on.
Exactly.
Because like you look at his latest movies, the last one we saw him in was Dumbo. He was Holt Farrier, right? He was Holt in the guy with the one arm that rode the horses.
Yeah.
In case you guys have forgotten what character that is. So he was in Dumbo. He was also, what other movies? Fantastic Beasts. Have you seen that? He was Graves in all 3 of those. He was in the True Detective, Saving Mr. Banks, like Total Recall. Like I'm looking at these, and these are more serious stories, except for maybe Horrible Bosses. That was more of a comedic role. But most of these are serious roles. And the thing that I look at is how much of his are we going to see a lot of, I want to say almost CGI or prosthetics on him to make him look like Cobblepot? Because I don't think, part of me was like, Colin Farrell's too good looking to be Oswald Cobblepot.
Yeah.
Am I wrong for thinking that?
No, I agree. Because I don't see the physicality of a Cobblepot with him, unless he's gonna wear the fat suit, or he's gonna some actors will do. He'll just gain all that weight.
Who was it? Christian Bale when he played Dick Cheney in Vice.
He actually gained all that weight. He's either gonna gain all that weight or he's gonna wear the fat suit Hemsworth did in Endgame.
Yeah,
one of the two. But he's gonna have to. You're gonna have to prosthetic him up. You're gonna have to get him some way to look fat, because to do a proper Cobblepot, he's not a great looking dude. He's a stout, portly gentleman with a kind of a beakish style, a beakish looking nose.
Yeah, even the picture on the superhero hype article that we're looking at, the picture that they used from the comics for Cobblepot, he looks like losing, basically the balding up top. You've got the pointed nose. You've got basically does not look like a guy you would want to approach on the street. And like, is it possible to do that with any actor?
Oh, for sure.
Like, technology is amazing now, but like with the casting in total, even bringing in like Zoe Kravitz and Paul Dano and Robert Pattinson and Jeffrey Wright into the situation, the thing that I wonder with this is that, like, how much of this, and this is what I kind of worry about, because the thing I was talking to Dave about when we brought up Marvel was the thing that I like about it. It's like you've got someone at the head that, and I'm talking about Kevin Feige, who has read the material, breeds the material, loves the material, and it's almost like when you've got that person running the project, you would think like, oh man, someone who loves these characters is going to give you exactly what you want. And I know that everyone's throwing out the Long Halloween. This is going to be based off the Long Halloween. I don't know. I look at it right now, and except for Robert Pattinson, because like Robert Pattinson, everyone was like, why are we casting him as Batman? He's the one I'm like, give him a chance to let him be Batman. Because how many times has Batman's a character where no matter who you cast, everyone's going to have a problem with it because everyone's got their favorite Batman. He's that iconic of a character. And when we've got so many people that have played him, this isn't like Iron Man, where it was like when Robert Downey Jr. got casted, he was the first Iron Man.
Yep.
We didn't have any other Iron Man. Batman, we've had George Clooney, Val Kilmer, Michael Keaton, Ben Affleck, Christian Bale, Adam West. Like, I'm missing something. Kevin Conroy in the animated part. Where
you still have to count him.
He's actually going to be Bruce Wayne in the real life in Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Is he really?
Yep. CW series. He's coming to play a live action Bruce Wayne for the first time.
Damn.
Which is going to be pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
But even like Zoe Kravitz, like Selena Kyle, like I don't have, it's basically, am I shackled by the appearances that I'm used to with the Penguin, with Pennyworth? Dano, the only thing, and I know there are some people the last time we had mentioned Dano, were like, hey, you should check out his work because he's going to be a good Riddler. The lasting image in my mind, though, and some people hate it, yet again, maybe it's a product of the time I grew up in, I loved Jim Carrey's Riddler. I thought that was like classic Riddler. And also, I wonder if these casting choices are showing us, hey, this ain't going to be a Batman. Like, here's the thing I'll ask, and this will kind of wrap up this conversation of, with these castings, is DC, or is Matt Reeves, I should say, trying to do what Marvel's doing with their Disney Plus series, where we're hearing a lot of like, hey, this Disney Plus series, we're going to do something we've never done before. Like, for example, the WandaVision we talked about last year. We have now learned that might be more like a sitcom, more than what we're used to in television series. Doctor Strange 2, it's going to be the first horror movie in the MCU. Is this for DC going to be like, hey, we're going to do something we haven't done before? We're not going to be like, I don't want to say stick to the source material because you have to, but I wonder if they're like, I wonder if they're like, with the casting, we're going to get the people that we think are going to create this great story while giving you what's from the comics, even if they don't look exactly like you remember in the comics and everything. They're going to create our Batman world. It's going to be our version of that story.
To me, I don't need it to be like exactly right. Like, you don't have to give me the 5'0" like round, like basically oval shaped
For Penguin.
Give me Colin Farrell, but that's fine as long as he can pull off the role, which I think he might have the acting chops to do so. I haven't seen him in a while other than Dumbo, so
I mean, it's
hard for me to remember.
He's got a, what's the word I'm looking for?
Pretty big list.
A resume, basically. It's not like he's been in 5 things.
Exactly.
Like,
He's got a pretty nice resume. So I have the belief that he can do the acting. It's like, do the prosthetics to give him the nose, it'll make his nose bigger. Yeah, make him a more portly and make him slightly balding. I want that. I still want those aspects of Cobblepot.
And we've seen a non-fat Cobblepot more towards the beginning, not in the end. I think he got fat in the end. But like Robin Lord Taylor, who played him in Gotham.
Yeah, he
was
started out
more
skinny.
of a skinny guy. So it's like, you don't have to, it doesn't.
But he still had like the Cobblepot aspects to him.
Exactly.
Like you believed he was the Penguin.
And he developed that
kind of
over
got
time.
he kind of had the nose. He had the hairstyle. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, I can believe this is like a young Penguin. Especially like in spoilers if you haven't seen it, even though it's been like a few years.
Yeah, it's done now.
I think it is. I think it was like first or second season.
Yeah.
Gets an injury to the leg, and that's where he gets like the Penguin type
Yeah.
walk, and it's like there you go.
Yeah, I'm excited about this still. Obviously, I'm a Batman fan.
Yeah.
I'm going to be excited, but it's like, it's just I overuse this word, and I know it loses its meaning with me, but this is truly interesting to me with the casting because it's not your, I don't want to say stereotypical, but it's not your normal casting in my mind. It seems like to me they're going to take risks in casting because, like for Alfred, if they want him to be comedic and that's what they're playing into,
Andy Serkis is the guy to
can
go.
do that. Because we've seen that even as Ulysses Claw.
Yeah.
He was kind of a more funny, diabolical funny.
Yeah.
But he would crack jokes and like, even if it was, because more of a villain, when you're funny as a villain, you try to make yourself laugh. And he was able to do that, especially as Ulysses Claw. I'm just thinking of that scene in Black Panther when he's interrogating, when Bilbo is interrogating Smeagol or Gollum.
Yeah.
Basically what it is. But any final thoughts before we move on?
No, I think as long as they want the comedic route, I think Andy Serkis has got it. Colin Farrell, I believe he's got the acting chops. I kind of just want, like, all these characters, I kind of want, like, the look to be there.
Okay.
That's part of it. That's part of what sells it, though, is, like, you don't have to do Cobblepot verbatim from the comic books. And I just keep harping on that one because that's the one that, like, you can imagine, like, the most, like, drastic of a change. It's, like, the most, probably, I would say, almost iconic one, only because he's such a odd shape of a human being. I don't need that, but I need to be made to believe that he's Cobblepot.
Yeah, you just
and not
can't
just
have,
a gangster.
You can't just have Colin Farrell and say, "Oh, he's Cobblepot." It's
Exactly.
like, no, you gotta fit more of a role here.
Yeah, give me some of the facial, the body features that lean towards it. You don't have to, like I said, but like the rest of these, I'm interested to see how it goes. Even still, Robert Pattinson, just because I haven't seen him in a lot of things.
Yeah.
So
and really, everyone's lasting image of him is Twilight.
Exactly, that's very true. But
It's like Daniel Radcliffe. Like, oh, he's great on Broadway, but really, he's Harry Potter.
Exactly. I mean, I'm intrigued to see what happens with all this. I'm not upset over any of it so far because I'm not like, I don't think they're gonna do the role right.
Yeah.
But I'm mostly just intrigued to see how this casting goes.
And of course, there's other characters that we haven't even gotten yet, like Two-Face is, I think, supposed to be in this.
Yes, I think there was a rumored one, but I don't think it stuck.
I don't think I think the Joker is the only one that like is not supposed to be in
the
this.
Joker is going to be in it then?
Not supposed to be in it. I don't think he's in the Long Halloween. I got to reread it though. I read it as a kid, which, you know, my memory as a kid, not always the best, but let's move on to the next thing we're going to talk about. This is kind of a short continuation of what we mentioned last week. Apparently, Disney has set Marvel movie dates through 2023. Here it is. When Sony and Disney struck a deal to keep Spider-Man in the MCU, they made 2021 the first year that Marvel Studios will have their 4 theatrical releases. Now it looks like Marvel is sticking to 4 films in both 2022 and 2023.
Wow.
Via Deadline, Disney has added a date to Marvel's 2022 slate and revealed the dates for 4 Marvel movies in 2023. The first new date is November 7th, 2022. This is significant because it's the same weekend that Joker came out earlier this year. Marvel and Disney may believe that that slot is primed for a box office success in the near future. The previously announced dates for 2022 were February 18th, Black Panther in March 6th, July 29th, and now October 7th. Marvel and Disney are kicking off 2023 with an untitled film on March 17th, nearly a year later from their 2022 film. After that, 3 more untitled Marvel movies will follow May 5th, July 28th, and November 3rd. So, Johnny, the thing I wanted to ask you is, obviously last week we mentioned a lot, and we kind of talked about this, I think, in the Ant-Man topic, I want to say, where the movies we know could be coming Phase 5.
Yeah.
Ant-Man 3 is in production. Black Panther obviously has the date already. We talked about a potential Fantastic Four movie being in this slot. We talked about when's that Avengers 5. Now we know when's that Avengers 5 going to be. I'm thinking what? July 28th then? That's the Avengers slot?
Unless it's going to stick in the May 5th slot. Like, it always is May.
True. I mean...
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying...
But wasn't first Avengers in July?
May.
Was it? We
May.
had this discussion last week.
Yes, we did. It's May. It's always May.
Wasn't there one in the...
May.
No, wasn't there one in July? I'm going to look it up. But
I don't think so, but go ahead.
What are your thoughts? Like, does this mean we're going to get maybe... Is Blade going to be inserted into one of these? Is Fantastic Four going to be one of these? What does this kind of mean for you? Or is it just kind of like a, cool, we got more dates?
So what I would love to see, just because it's October, the first new date, just to reread the line, the first new date is October 7th, 2022. This is significant because it's the same weekend that Joker came out earlier this year. I'd love for that one to be Blade.
Okay.
It's around Halloween.
Yeah.
It's I just like, you know what? And I can see Marvel kind of playing into that. Hey, guys. Here you go. Or no, when's that Doctor Strange supposed to come out? Next year?
Doctor Strange is...
Or 2021.
I've got it pulled up here. Doctor Strange is 2021.
Okay.
It's May 7th of 2021.
I'm only asked that because I'm like, okay, wait, I don't remember if they had the date set.
Yeah, because we've got Phase 4 is Black Widow. And,
otherwise, because it was the horror movie aspect, I was going to go and say.
Yeah, that's going to be May 7th of 2021.
Okay, so I would say make the October one Blade if they could. But I mean, this is Marvel. I'm not Kevin Feige.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
I would say.
Hey, I put you in the role enough. You
I know,
might
right?
as well, baby.
Right? I may as well be. I would say I would play into that and put Blade there. Because, like, you can use your May slot. Usually they save that for Avengers. But you got May, July. They're showing May again, July again, and November. November's usually Thor, it seems like. And I'm going to pull this closer to me.
Yeah.
Because I noticed. The February... the last time Black Panther came out was in February.
Yeah.
Almost feel like that might be almost like a consistency thing. Maybe put Black Panther 2 in May again or February again. But yeah, we got Doctor Strange 2's already got its date set.
Well, Black Panther 2 is set. That's going to be May 6th.
We got another Guardians of the Galaxy that eventually needs to come out, but we have to wait for
what? Fantastic Four, X-Men. What are you thinking?
Avengers. James Gunn.
Yeah, so Suicide Squad, I was going to bring that up.
Yes.
Later in the article, it mentions how James Gunn is slated to do Guardians of the Galaxy 3 once he finishes The Suicide Squad. The third Guardians movie may be the ideal for the May 2023 slot. Sequels to Captain Marvel and Ant-Man have both been confirmed, which could also be slated in either 22 or 23. Additionally, Mahershala Ali's Blade reboot will likely be fall of either 2022 or 2023. Plus, the MCU has a deal with has to deal with the Fantastic Four and X-Men at some point. Here's what I was going to ask you, kind of like to finish this one and put a nice kibosh on it. Let's see. The dates that we have that are open is, yet again, Johnny, I forgot your blazer. I forgot your hat. I will get it to you by Christmas. You're now Kevin Feige. Congratulations.
Cool.
Your dates that you have to deal with. You have a date in February 18th. That's one. Black Panther is for sure May 6th. So that one's taken.
Okay.
So you got February 18th, July 29th, and October 7th. Those are your 3 2022 dates. And then the remaining 4 in 2023. So that'd be February, May, July, November in 2023. Here's the list of movies, and I'm going to write them on our sheet for you.
Good, that'd be
So that
great.
you could see them. Let's see. Enter. The first one, obviously, Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Then you have Ant-Man 3. You have an Avengers movie you have to do.
Avengers 5.
You have...
You go ahead and keep writing. I'll put 5.
Okay.
Or I could put
You've got, what, Captain Marvel
Captain Marvel 2.
that you have to put out there. Blade.
Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four. I'm going to put down also Deadpool, because I think that Deadpool is going to get a movie before 2023. And then I had the wiki up here. Is there one I'm missing?
Possible X-Men movie.
Yeah. So
Someone's stating.
So let's see. That's what, 7? And you have 7 dates? So those are your 7 movies. Guardians 3, Ant-Man 3, Avengers 5, Captain Marvel 2, Blade, Fantastic Four, DP 3, and X-Men. 7 movies, 7 spots. Where are you going? You already gave us your Blade one, I think.
Blade I have as October 7th. Oh, if I can put it. Oh.
That's going to be your October 7th of 2023?
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn it. What the hell? I can't type. It's 2022. Because I feel like you could still get that movie out in that time.
I'm thinking
Blade,
the November is 2023. So
yeah, 2022.
So you're thinking the October 7th of 2022.
Yes.
Which I have a comment, by the way, that I'm going to read once I pull it up that relates to your Blade being in 2022. We got a comment on our WandaVision video that I wanted to bring in for that. But let me ask this.
Okay.
Where's your Avengers movie? Where are you putting the Avengers in May of 2023? Because we know it's going to be in 2023. So
Avengers 5, what's that, May 6th?
That would be May 5th.
5th.
May 5th, Cinco de Mayo of 2023.
2023.
Avengers 5 on Cinco de Mayo, it makes sense. 5 on 5.
Yep, I'm just going to make them red as I go along so I don't... So I got Guardians of the Galaxy 3, I got Ant-Man 3, Captain Marvel 2, Fantastic Four, Deadpool, and possible X-Men movie. I'm trying to think what's going on.
I'm looking up the Suicide Squad.
Let's see. So we'll have...
Suicide Squad is coming out. It's expected August of 21.
Okay, so it would...
So that's when he's officially done.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3 would have to be a late 23 if it's going to be in the
So you're thinking what, November?
I would give them the November because you need time. Well, it's coming out in 21. He's probably going to be kind of done with the post-production.
Yeah, he's going to be promoting it though because DC's going to want James Gunn.
They might
to
not have
promote
it till 24 then. Possibly, but it would have to go at the end of the November 23 one.
Yeah, and with the 2 Guardians movies, the first one was in early August, the second one was in early May. So they haven't really had like a set time.
I'm going to say they're probably going to 24 it though.
You think so?
I think, well, just because James Gunn, like you said, he's going to have to promote. But I think they could. If I have to slip it in, let's say if we're going with the runs, I have to slip it in here.
Unless you got one that you could that you think they'll.
That's what I'm trying to think through right now, real quick. So what the storyline's going on in the MCU so far? Because we'll have the Doctor Strange movie.
Yep. They're not going to do Doctor Strange again.
No, they're
in
not.
2 years.
But I'm saying though, like, because I need to figure out where they're going from there, because everything's still connected no matter what. So we have a Doctor Strange movie coming out, Hawkeye.
Here's an idea that some people have thrown out: an A-Force movie, the all-female superhero.
Maybe
because we're gonna have She-Hulk by that time. We'll have Kamala Khan, Captain Marvel, Black Panther, the Dora Milaje. What's her name? I always forget her name. Michonne. Yeah, Michonne, basically, from Walking Dead is what I remember her from.
No, it's Okoye.
Okoye. So A-Force could be one that they look into, but they'd have to get that moving
Yeah.
by like next year.
I'm trying to think because I know they said they kind of scrapped it for now, but there could be a Ghost Rider movie in there
Yes, they could.
at that point too. So I mean, let's see who else. So give me a minute because I'm trying to think like where our storyline is.
I'll read this then while you think about it.
Yeah.
This is a comment we got on our WandaVision video.
Yeah.
That I think has... It's interesting. Then the reason I bring it up, it's interesting that you mention a Blade movie by Halloween, because I got to pull up one character for them that they mentioned. But basically, this is coming to us from Relugus. It's Relugus. Relugus, I think. Sorry if I said it wrong. Correct me in the comment section. He says, I think Cthulhu, I think that's right. It's like Cthulhu, I think. Cthulhu is going to be the villain. He's the perfect adversary for Wanda, given he is the source of her chaotic magic. Cthulhu is her motive for becoming Scarlet Witch to protect the world from his evil. I also think Blade might be introduced here because his mission leads him to Cthulhu. Agatha teaches Wanda. The Star Trek episode Inner Light springs to mind, with Wanda and Vision living a life that was denied them. Having done that, Wanda can move on and become the Scarlet Witch. I bring that up mainly because of what you mentioned with Blade of, would they do a movie in 2022, introduce him in a Disney Plus series, get him, we see him somewhere else. Maybe we see him in Doctor Strange 2 as a cameo, so that audiences are, hey, Blade's now in the universe. This is who this is. So when that movie comes out, hey, I now know who that is. Now that's playing more to the casual mindset, but that's something that when you said Blade in October 7th of 22, I immediately thought of this comment because he had mentioned Blade possibly in his mind being in WandaVision, the Disney Plus series. That would be what? That'd be spring of 2021.
Yeah.
So a full year before your movie comes out, October 7th of 22.
Yeah, and see, it's not impossible to throw him into WandaVision, but I don't know if that's necessarily... Well, I can... It's not impossible. Like I said, it's not impossible, but it's like the more so of why we...
Are you convoluting it, basically?
Yeah, do we need to throw Blade in there? Because it's not really necessary.
Yeah.
If anything, I would, if you're going to throw him into any, like, someone else's to introduce him, I would do it in Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Because it's the multiverse of madness. If I'm going to introduce anyone in Doctor Strange, though, it would be the Ghost Rider. Because and even if it's just in passing of, like...
Because the Spirit of Vengeance tie.
Spirit of Vengeance tie in more of a passing through different multiverses and just, like... You see the Ghost Rider in part of it in some way or another, whether it just be like the Blaze Trail or something like that.
The burning chain, you just see the chain.
Or you can see, even if they like have like a brief, like Doctor Strange pops in, you just see the skull flame, like just the back, almost like, I don't want to say silhouette, but you got like just the backside of him.
From behind, basically.
Him from behind, flame skull, all black, and then you just see like or start from the feet. You see Doctor Strange kind of panned from bottom up. And then you just kind of, like they do when they ride up the hero, just all black, chain drops, then the camera starts to rise, skull. And then you see the flaming skull, and Doctor Strange goes, nope.
Yeah.
Just gets out of there.
Kind of like not a throwaway, but kind of like a throwaway cameo. Where it's like, hey, he was there.
He's in the universe, guys. Yeah. And then that's what I would bring in. I would actually kind of make one of these movies. Where is my page? One of these movies... I would be tempted to make it Ghost Rider, save Guardians of the Galaxy, possibly save Guardians of the Galaxy 3 for 2024, so they have time to work on it.
Yeah. Because I'm also looking...
Because there's so many other movies we can throw in there. We can do a Nova movie as well.
Oh, we did mention that.
Or we can make Captain Marvel 2 one of those dates.
You know what?
And maybe introduce Nova in that one.
Because the news on that was they have planned a Nova movie.
Yes.
but they haven't announced that they're going through. It's in active development. So here's what I'll ask you.
Captain Marvel 2.
If you want to take out Guardians and put in Nova, feel free.
Well, here, so what I'm going to do, maybe make tab notes at the bottom somewhere, or in them as I go along.
Yeah.
What is this going on? I have too many pages open now because I was going and looking through things.
Because I could see the thing I was, and I'm going to jump in here.
Yeah,
I'm going to jump in here, Kevin Feige, if that's okay.
No, not okay.
I think that Ant-Man 3 is going to be 2022. And the only reason I say that is of what we said last week. They've announced it. Peyton Reed is directing it. It seems like they're moving forward with it. And if it's the end of 2019 now, if they're starting now, they're going to plan to get that done. I am going to say, and if you're okay with it, slotting Ant-Man 3 as the February 18th date for 2022.
Sure, then give me Captain Marvel as July 29th. Of 20. Okay. Oh, so you said 2023?
2022.
Okay.
Yeah. So you want Captain Marvel then when?
July 29th, 2022. I'm just wondering because I was gonna say maybe introduce Captain Marvel or Nova in the Captain Marvel movie.
Mm-hmm. And that's kind of the tie-in.
Tie-in before the Avengers in 2023.
Okay.
Because we get our introduction of Nova as like even if it's an after credit scene or something like that.
Yeah, I forgot to read your...
Yeah, that's fine.
So right now, the ones that we have locked down, just because we've been talking a lot, is for 2022, Ant-Man 3 in February, then Black Panther 2, which is already announced for May, then we have Captain Marvel in July, and then Blade. So we have all 4 of our Marvel movies for 2022. Then in 2023, we've got Avengers May 5th. Here's the question. Do they put Fantastic Four before Avengers? Is that going to be the movie that is the Fantastic Four, the May movie before the Avengers to kind of lead us into the Avengers where it's like, oh shit.
Well, Avengers, I made the May movie.
No. Oh, you did make it the May movie.
I would say make Fantastic Four
the February movie then, or is it going to be the first movie after Avengers 5?
I was going to make it the November movie. Ooh. Make it the Thanksgiving movie.
Okay. I'm going to say let's make the DP movie February then.
Okay.
And then X-Men right after? X-Men the July. Like, here's the thing. I think Fantastic Four is going to come first.
You think so?
Yeah. And here's the thing. If you want to put Fantastic Four as your November movie, then I think the 2 choices in my head, and I'll let you pick. Either Fantastic Four in November, Guardians in July, or Fantastic Four in February, X-Men in July. Because I don't think Fantastic Four and X-Men will be back-to-back. I'll be completely honest. I don't think we get an X-Men movie before 2023.
I don't think so either. That's why I wasn't going to.
So you weren't even going to put it on there?
Nope.
Perfect.
Because I was going to put it either. So if you want to look at the list, November or other.
So you're going to put Fantastic Four in July now instead of November?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's going to be, we'll just say July 2023, because that's the date that it is. And then you're putting either Guardians or another movie in that November slot.
Cool. Yeah, because it might be too soon. I still think that's too soon to get a Guardians 3 out.
Yeah.
As good as Marvel is at doing it, they like to do it right, too.
They don't rush anything.
Exactly. So, I mean, to get James Gunn might be a little hard because, like you say, he's going to be promoting throughout part of 2021. He's going to be promoting.
I think, let's be honest, I think after production is done, I think he can double dip with promoting and beginning Guardians 3.
He could do that, but it's also going to be the fact of like that might take some time from getting Guardians out in 2023.
Yeah.
It might.
It might. I think what happens is, this is me using my dumb brain up here, is while he's promoting the Suicide Squad and doing all the interview runs, that's when he's going to start working on the script for Guardians 3.
Oh, probably.
Because you can work on a script and promote another movie at the same
Exactly.
time, and they don't have to conflict with anything.
I mean, there's probably, travel time, hotel room time.
Yeah.
You're telling me that he doesn't have time to do it?
And you're telling me he hasn't already thought about
what storyline?
You're telling me he didn't have that story already mapped out
probably
before he got
does.
fired?
He probably knows what movie he wants to do.
He might have to
tweak
some things because of what has happened since he got canned by Disney. But yeah, that's something that is also we'll have to look into. So our final dates that I'll just run through them is Ant-Man, February 18th of 2022. Then Black Panther 2, May 6th, I want to say, of 2022. Then Captain Marvel in July of 22. Blade in October of 22. And then our 2023 movies are DP3 in February, Avengers 5 in May, Fantastic Four in July, Guardians 3, or a different Marvel project in
2020.
November of
Yes.
23.
Thank you. Sorry, I forgot to say November.
Whew. So yeah, it's exciting to get more dates. I love doing this. I just love predicting when they're going to come out, when we could see
What's
these
going to
movies,
come out, when's going to come out.
when they're going to announce these things.
I'm going to give some more time for X-Men to air out.
Yeah, they can't rush that.
No.
And I don't
not at
want
all.
them to rush it. I want them to be, when they're ready to give us the X-Men, they give us the X-Men. Maybe they have a tease in Avengers 5. Maybe they have a tease in Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
But I don't want them to rush it.
I
That's the big
would I
thing.
would not mind a tease sometime soon, within the next year or two. But I do not want them for a little while.
So next thing we'll move into is we're going to go back to DC, as this one was one that, and I'm glad we're doing the show like this for a story like this.
Yeah.
That I don't think would be a 20-minute discussion, but there is.
But now we can talk about it.
Yeah, there's some more added plot points to the Birds of Prey synopsis. Basically, there was an art competition. So the article reads, thanks to the announcement of an art competition, a new Birds of Prey synopsis has made its way online. In addition to adding some new details, this seems to confirm several plot points fans speculated about in the past. Let's see. The synopsis reads, I'll just read it in full. You ever hear the one about the cop, the songbird, and the psycho and the mafia princess? Birds of Prey and the fantabulous emancipation of one Harley Quinn is a twisted tale told by Harley herself as only Harley can tell it. When Gotham's most nefariously narcissistic villain, Roman Sionis, Black Mask, and his zealous right hand, Zazil, I always get his name right.
Zaz?
I think it's just Zaz.
I think it is Z-A-Z-Z, right?
I never see it written out. I always just hear it in my head. It's
Z-
Zaz.
Z-A-Z-Z,
You're right.
right?
It's Zaz.
Yeah.
You helped me out.
Victor Zaz.
I've never seen it actually written out.
No, I'm
I've
saying,
never read his name.
is it right now Z-A-Z-Z?
No, it's Z-S-A-S-Z.
Where the hell can I
It
not
should
find
just
it?
be Victor Zaz. You're right. His right hand Zaz put a target on a
Zazu?
young girl named Cass. The city is turned upside down looking for her. Harley, Huntress, Black Canary, and Renee Montoya's paths collide, and the unlikely foursome have no choice but to team up to take Roman down. Wow, that's the movie. Like, that's what I just thought. That's the freaking movie. Why should I go see it?
Yeah, you kind of gave it all away.
Like,
aside from details.
I get it. I do. Like, there's stuff that can happen in there. We don't know how hard, but like, and this is me. I'm going to get on my soapbox. Am I allowed to do that? Get on my soapbox for a bit. You know what?
Then you'll be my height, sure.
You know what I hate? Oh, fuck you. You know what I hate about movies and everything now? And I blame social media, although I shouldn't. Because without it, you and I would have nothing to do and nothing to talk about. We wouldn't be able to have a podcast like we do. But I feel back in the 90s when we were kids, movie trailers and stuff didn't give us a lot. It gave you enough to where even like you think about those lines where it's like, that one line was in the trailer, but it never made it into the movie. Like, they threw stuff in the trailer to get you to want to come see the movie. Now it's just like, here's the movie.
In a quiet village, a town like the one before.
Okay, the Mandarin.
Little town full of little people.
It's just...
waking up to say.
What do you think? Is this them basically saying, please see our movie, this is what it's about?
Yeah, that's a little... You're giving too much... That's the problem nowadays, is they give too much away. Like, give me enough to where you get me intrigued, kind of... You're fishing. You send out the line.
You feel a little
you're
nibble.
pulling in a little, and you don't like just as soon as you feel that tug, reel as fast as you can. You feel that little tug, you get a little bit of reel in.
Yeah.
And then the movies are released, and that's when you reel them in. You don't want to just like cast out and reel in right away. Yeah. Because now you just gave me the movie. Will we probably go see it? Probably.
Well, and the thing I will also say, people are going to say, well, guys, this isn't a trailer. This is them, like, and this is where I say the problem with social media now is because we live in the world we live in today, as something as simple as, hey, we're going to put this out for an art contest, it makes its rounds and everyone now sees it.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's the thing of like, does it tell us exactly plot, like shot for shot, what's going to happen? No. But like enough of it now to where it's like, okay, I know Black Mask is the main villain. I know Victor Zsasz is his right-hand man. I know that Cassandra Cain, I think is her full name. She is now going to be, we know she's going to be the one that Black Mask, like we already know Black Mask's motive now. We know what he's going after. Like, do I know why he's going after Cassandra Cain? No. But if I read the comics, I bet you I could figure it out. Like, and that's something too of like, because you're dealing with something that comes from a source material, fans are going to have, the ones that have read the comics are going to have some idea of what's going on. The article that we have here, we're looking at from Superhero Hype, even says there is another interesting plot point that seemingly confirms, even though no one yet knows the reason why, someone already guessed that Ewan McGregor's Black Mask would hunt down young Cassandra Cain. So it's like, maybe this was them saying, hey, everyone's kind of already guessing it. It's not a big deal if we just let the cat out of the bag. Sorry, Catwoman. Let the cat out of the bag and say, well, yeah, he's officially going after her. I feel like it's a little bit too much, although maybe that's just me being picky with where movies are right now. I still can't wait to see it. The trailer we saw was phenomenal. I'm going to say phenomenal because like I can't wait to see Margot Robbie take on this role again and see her be Harley Quinn. We also got some other DC news that I'm even more excited about. Black Adam, baby. It's coming to theaters December 2021, Johnny.
Ooh.
2 years. 2 years from right now. We will be a month away from Black Panther, or Black Adam. Not Black Panther, Black Adam.
Different universe.
Different universe. I think around the same year. We'll be about half a year away from Black Panther at that point because he's coming out in 2022. But what they released is The Rock on his Instagram released a very cool teaser poster of him as Black Adam kind of descending from a storm cloud. Underneath, it says 12/22/21. And here's what the post reads. It's kind of a big, long one. It says, "The man in black," lightning bolt emoji. "Like most kids growing up, I dreamed about being a superhero, having cool superpowers, fighting for what's right, and always protecting the people. It all changed for me when I was 10 years old and was first introduced to the greatest superhero of all time, Superman. As a kid, Superman was the hero I always wanted to be. But a few years into my fantasy, I realized that Superman was the hero I could never be. I was too rebellious, too rambunctious, too resistant to convention and authority. Despite my troubles, I was still a good kid with a good heart. I just like to do things my way. Now, years later, as a man with the same DNA I had as a kid, my superhero dreams have come true. I am honored to join the iconic hashtag DC Universe, and it's true pleasure to become Black Adam. Black Adam is blessed by magic with the power equal to Superman, but the difference is he doesn't toe the mark or walk the line. He's a rebellious, one-of-a-kind superhero who will always do what's right for the people, but he does it his way. Truth and justice, the Black Adam way. The role is unlike any other I've ever played in my career, and I'm grateful to the bone. We'll all go on this journey together. Black Adam, 12.22.21, lightning bolt emoji. Huge thank you to friends at Jim Lee and at Boss Logic for this first time ever badass collaboration. What do you think, Johnny?
I'm excited to see him as Black Adam, and I'm even more excited with how excited he is to be Black Adam, because now
This is something we've anticipated for a long while.
Very true. But now with his description too, I'm getting this
Chills.
a little bit of
That's what I
chills,
got.
but more of a Thanos vibe, which is great because that's what I want to see. A man who thinks I don't want to say thinks he's a superhero, a man who's a superhero, but it's like, I'm not doing it your way.
Well,
I'm going to do it the way I think it's right to do it, which makes
someone who believes he's doing right,
Even
although
though-
he may be doing it the wrong way.
exactly. Exactly. Just like like
Yeah,
a
exactly
Thanos
like
vibe.
Thanos.
Like he's doing the right thing. He thinks he's doing the right thing.
Yeah. No, and that's why, for me, the first thing I thought of was how much he mentioned
I
Superman.
want to get that phrasing. Go ahead.
Like, how he mentioned... Are you looking up a Thanos quote? Is that what you're looking up?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. How much he mentioned Superman, though, my next thought that I thought in my head was they're going to do another... Like, I know they're going to do another Superman project at some point, but I have a weird inkling that this is going to be the project that sets up another Superman project. Like, I feel like... Because I'll ask you, do you think it's going to be for sure that even Shazam is in this movie?
I would hope so.
Because, like, he's got to have someone to go against.
Toe to
and it's going
toe.
to be
It's
Shazam.
like you're doing something wrong.
Do you think they'd go balls to the wall and basically say, fuck it, let's do it. Let's do this reversed. A villain, we don't make a villain's movie before the villain is in, like, let's say Batman. They're not going to make a Penguin movie before the Batman comes out. Fuck it. Superman's the villain here, or the villain. He don't get his own movie. He's just in this movie. And the first time, and I know that it's 2 years from right now, which may give them time. What a way to introduce a new Superman. Basically, like, keep the whole thing under, like, what Marvel did with, what's her name? Her scene got cut from the movie, which I want to ask you about to end the podcast at the very end.
Morgan?
Yeah, older Morgan. Because we talked about her on the podcast. Who could she play? She's from 13th Reasons Why.
Oh, guys, they cut it out.
Her scene got cut.
Yeah. Which I think is actually supposed to be on the Disney Plus.
It is.
I didn't get to check it out yet.
I didn't see it yet. I read about it. I read what the scene would be.
I read the fact it's in there. I didn't read it. I didn't want to read
So you don't know
about
what the
it.
scene is.
I don't want to know until I watch it. I don't want to know until I watch it. I just know it's there.
Okay.
I know it's got older Morgan Stark. It's after Tony does his thing.
Okay.
All I know. It's all I want to know until I watch it.
I will ask you something at the end then that it's
If you
okay if
ruin
you
it
say
for
no.
me, I will hit
No.
you.
I'm not going to ruin it. But basically what I'm saying is keep and that's going to be a level of secrecy that is going to be at the top. But could you imagine the pop that people would get if not only the pop that Superman's the villain, I'm saying villain because this is the anti-hero story.
antagonist.
He's the antagonist, but that's how they introduce, here's our new Superman.
That would be
in
a
the
cool way to do it.
DCEU. Well, DCU.
But at that point, you'd have your protagonist losing, which is a weird construct.
Do you, though?
You have him beat Superman?
I mean, what if it's a what if it's
Stalemate?
one of those where it's a stalemate where the hero, where Superman feels like he lost because this was the first foe that he could not just go boop, 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 boop.
Interesting.
Or do you have it just go the route of Shazam fights him? Shazam obviously loses because Shazam has never fought anything like Black Adam. Or he maybe fights the Shazamily and decimates the Shazamily.
Unless he comes back, like, he's doing his thing, Shazam fights him, and they introduce or kind of bring in the fact that he's the last chair. Mm-hmm. Maybe even, like, goes up to Shazam, who's sitting in that middle chair, and says, "You're in my seat."
Yeah. You're not. I'm the one that has that seat kind of
he
thing.
gets the middle one like he's the leader.
Yeah. Because maybe it's like, hey, no, it was passed on to you. I am now, like, basically the seniority changes once it's passed. You know what I'm saying?
Not even that, because it's like, maybe to him, Black was always the middle seat.
Maybe that's what caused the whole riff.
Yeah.
That they mentioned at the beginning.
By the way,
excited for it.
That
Yeah, go
Thanos
ahead.
phrase that I was looking for, because he's going to have that vibe of the hardest choices require the strongest wills.
Exactly.
Thanos quote right there. And that's what I think he's going to do. Like, he's going to, either if it's Shazam or Superman, he's going to, like, maybe go after the same, even if it's just a petty villain, and just, like, grab him by the neck and, like a bird.
You know what that means?
Huh.
So, that means 2021 for DC
Yeah.
is going to look like this. June 25th, we're going to have The Batman. August 6th, The Suicide Squad. December, Black Adam.
Wow.
What a run we're going to have from June to December.
Yeah.
3 movies in that time.
A lot of movies to see in 2021.
And the movie's going to arrive less than a week after Avatar 2 comes out, because Disney is now doing that because now they own the Fox stuff.
Yeah.
Avatar 2 is going to be December 17th. A week
James
later.
Cameron.
Yeah, less than a week later, boom, Black Adam 2 comes out. I'm trying to see if there's any other checks.
We got a lot of
some facts in here.
we got a lot of movies in 2021 to go see.
I can't wait for it. It's going to be fucking fantastic. And I will put the link down below, or I might have put the image in this video. I don't know what my editing is going to do. But the last few things, the next 2 are quick. The one might take a little bit of time, but not a ton. We got 2 trailers this week.
Yes, we did.
2 trailers I'm excited for. The first one, as I quickly had to mute my thing there, so you heard a little bit of it. I'm just going to ask you, Johnny. First off, have you seen the Sonic trailer yet?
I did.
Okay, your thoughts. Because
Finally!
I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Thank you for
Go ahead.
fixing it. Thank you for doing it
The whole
right.
dynamic of the movie changed.
Yeah, it did.
It seems like a different movie than what we saw the first time.
They changed his attitude a bit, but they actually made him look like he's supposed to.
I mean, the scene with the baseball, like the baseball scene is my favorite. Up at the plate, it's Sonic. At the pitcher, it's Sonic. And then the one guy, God, I can't even deal with this attitude right now. But yeah, this is the movie that I wanted. This is the movie I want to see. It's going to be so goofy that, like, because I even looked back. I was like, oh, was the first one really that bad? And I watched it, and I was like, oh, dear God. It is like...
Oh, God, I didn't even have to look at it.
It's like if my kindergartner drew a picture, and then I had Picasso paint a mural. That's the difference that I'm seeing between what they had and what they didn't. And I've seen so many memes online where people are like, just give the Oscar right now to the visual effects team for the Sonic movie.
Yeah.
They deserve it after this.
For fixing it that quickly, that well.
Not even that quickly. It is just, like you said, that well where it's like, holy shit, it looks like a completely different Sonic.
Yeah, no, it does.
It looks, because I had to look, like, the teeth are different. They made, like, the tan part more cartoony. Rather than, like, furry.
They made him a toon.
Yeah. And that's where they kind of played in the...
Instead of trying to make him, like, an actual really horrifying looking animal.
Yeah. And I absolutely love me being a huge Sonic fan. Like, this is the reason why I'm excited for it was I grew up on Sega. Sega was my jam. Like, most kids were NES kids. I was a Sega kid. My dad was a Sega guy. I became a Sega kid. That's how. And Sonic was my bro. And then the Dreamcast came out, Johnny. And Sonic Adventures changed my life. And then Sonic Adventures 2 changed my life when they introduced Shadow. Could you imagine at the end of this, and this is just me throwing this out top of my head right now on the podcast, could you imagine if at the end of this video they set up a second one and we get Shadow?
Unless set up a second one, we get Knuckles for the second one.
Yeah, there's some people thinking that Knuckles is going to be like a throwaway, that like the guy in this, that, he used to be a boxer and his name was Knuckles or something like that.
I hope not.
Or like, hey, in college they called me Knuckles or something like that.
Hope
and
not.
This guy is going to be Knuckles. That's what people are, like the Knuckles to his Sonic kind of a thing.
I hope not.
And then the dog would be Tails, right? The dog at the end. This is very gross.
I hope not. Again.
But
no, but that would be cool. But Shadow would be another one. I would save Shadow.
Shadow would be
for
amazing.
Like a second, maybe in the second one or something. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Then
could be that too.
Then another trailer we got. Yet again, these are short, quick hitters here at the end.
But no, thank you for fixing it, guys.
Did you know we were getting a new Scooby Doo movie?
Not until I saw the trailer.
Because I did not. And if the new Sonic trailer looks great, this Scooby Doo movie called Scoob, I watched this so many times, Johnny, and you grabbing your heart, it got me in the feels. Especially like the scene they show where it's like, well, what's his first name? Scooby. What's his middle name? Doobie. His last name? Doo. And it's like they show him and Shaggy meeting. They show in this trailer how they're going to have the Mystery Squad get together to where it's like, I literally watched this like 15,000 times. And I'm like, holy crap, I can't wait for Johnny and I to go see this movie. When's it coming out? When's the release date of it?
Not soon enough?
Not soon enough. Let's see today. Yeah, May 15th. So next summer, we're going to be checking out this movie in May. Looks phenomenal. I love it. Do you have anything to say about it?
I can't wait for it to come out. Right in the feels, and like it's not the Scooby movie. It's not the Scooby Doo movie we needed, the one we deserve.
Yeah.
Or
remember the live action ones?
Yeah, they weren't bad, but they were okay.
Everything looks bad in retrospect. Like there are very few movies that stand the test of time. Those Scooby Doo movies do not age well, my friend.
No.
Freddie Prinze Jr. as Freddy does not. Was that Freddie Prinze Jr.?
Yeah, pretty sure it was.
Freddy playing Freddy. Those did not age very well. To where this one, I like that they're going animated. And you know what's the one little subtle thing that I did like about it? Daphne. The reason why is her line at the very end when Velma says everything that it smells like and what it looks like. And Daphne does what is this guy, my dad? It's like, yes, that is how a kid now would act. Like they're taking the Mystery Squad
Make it a little more modern,
trying to put them in a more modern scene than what we were used to with Scooby Doo. The last thing I have for today's show is a little bit of a theory, Johnny, an MCU theory that I want you to take a little ride with me. And the thing is first off, there was an article on Superhero Hype this week where Anthony Mackie talked about the importance of being Captain America. And his quote, I'm going to read it here, said, "You know what? To be honest, it's very emotional. I've been in the business for 20 years, and I've been fortunate to do some amazing stuff and work with amazing people. For me, to be a black man in 2019 and be given the helm of Captain America with the history of black men in this country is a monumental step, not only in entertainment, but also in my life. It's been extremely emotional. Look, my grandfather was a sharecropper. You know what I mean. There's a lot of history and pain and triumph and joy that comes along with me being Captain America." And when asked about the Disney Plus series, he went on to say, that's what we're doing now with the Winter Soldier, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We've been doing 3 weeks of script work. We meet, we read the different scenes, go over it, rewrite it, tweak it to where it works. We're always done that. Marvel has always been a very open-minded about letting us hone the scripts to our characters, because even from the first movie, Captain America: The Winter Soldier, the Russos were always very open to my feedback. It's an ongoing, evolving process every day. Here's the question I want to ask you, Johnny. There is a character and this second part comes from, so if you don't have Disney Plus, I'm going to spoil like a 12-minute video for you.
You son of a bitch.
Which, first off, here on the podcast, I got to give Johnny a round of applause. It's the first time that, I mean, here's the thing, and this is a side. This is an aside that's breaking the conversation. I don't know what it is. Brandon, you, Dave, everyone basically but Sean has been afraid to break the camera. Or like, I don't want to touch anything because I don't want to break the camera. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We're like, our camera only records 30 minutes before we have to get up and hit it again. And like Brandon, I was like, oh, you can get up and hit it. And he goes, oh, I didn't want to break anything. Same thing with Dave. I didn't want to break anything. So to where I'm like, I had to teach Dave. I taught Brandon. Today, I taught you how to do it.
I just didn't know what to press.
Exactly.
That's all.
Johnny's like, I'm not going to touch it. I don't know what to press. Now that I've taught you, look at that. I was talking. Johnny saw.
I just figured Ricky likes to do it himself, so I didn't ask.
I am very anal retentive.
You are. That's why.
I've noticed that as I've become an adult, like I have things that I do my way, and it's like I have a line of thinking to where it's like, this is my line of thinking. Someone else has something other than me, like you and I, it doesn't really come into effect with, because I feel like you're the one that understands my thinking and can take my thinking and be like, that's what he means. Or like, oh, that's where he's going with this. But like someone like Dave is like, no, man, you got to tell me. It's like, no, this is what I'm thinking. You got to help figure, you got to, I'm giving you the jigsaw. You got to put it all together with what I'm saying, which isn't the best, but hey, it's me.
I'm not afraid, like I said, I'm not afraid to touch that thing. I just never, A, I figured you like to do it because your anal retentiveness. Yeah. Retentiveness. B, I didn't know what button to press. I'm like, Ricky does it. I'll let him keep doing it.
Man, Ricky gets a little anal. I hear he gets a lot. That's what movie was that from?
I don't know.
Dramatic pause, but
I was gonna make the joke of what's his name.
What?
Ricky gets a little anal. I hear he gets a lot. What's his name, Ricky?
Oh, but the other thing I'm spoiling is on Disney Plus. There's a 12-minute video called "Expanding the Universe." In the Marvel segment, and it's basically a trailer for Disney Plus Marvel. That's basically what it is. They took the D23 conference and played it for you. And
gosh,
the one thing, because you and I weren't there, is there's a character that is going to be played by, let's see, I had it pulled up at the beginning of the show, and then I took it down because I didn't want too many tabs open. But the character's name is John Walker. He's gonna be played by Wyatt Russell, who you and I haven't seen in a movie since we saw Overlord in theaters. That kind of like World War II horror movie. Here's my theory, and I don't know. After hearing Mackey's comments, I kind of want to back away from it, but fuck it. It's a theory. Theories aren't proven. They're just ideas, and I want to throw it out there for the discussion. So, in the comics, John Walker, his character is called U.S. Agent, or he's also been called the Super Patriot. And when you look at his kind of lineage, he starts out as... So, I'll read it here. John Walker, born in the fictional town of Clusters Grove, Georgia, grew up idolizing his brother Mike, a helicopter pilot who died in the Vietnam War. John wanted to live up to the memory of Mike, who was idolized by their parents, and so later enlisting in the military, becoming a soldier himself. John served at Fort Bragg, although it was never specifically stated what until he was attached to. Unfortunately for John, he served during peacetime and so never managed to become the hero that perceived Mike to have been. After John received an honorable discharge from the U.S. Army, he was told by his friend about the power broker, a mysterious individual who gave people superhuman abilities. Walker and his friend received treatments that granted him superhero abilities. He became the Super Patriot, but then after the Super Patriot, soon after, the original Captain America, Steve Rogers, abandons his costume and identity when ordered to report directly to the the Commission on Superhero Activities, feeding that Captain America has grown beyond the name's role as a symbol of America during the war and not wanting to be tied down to political agenda. The commission debates who should become the new Captain America, with Nick Fury and Sam Wilson both being considered as candidates, although it was considered that the former was too old and would not want to give up the autonomy he enjoyed as the director of S.H.I.E.L.D., whereas in the case of the latter, they did not believe that the United States was ready for a black Captain America. Here's the thing that I'm thinking, and I'm going to stop there, is I don't think it's going to go along the roads of this. I don't think there's going to be a vote that, like, Captain America is gone, the U.S. needs to vote for a new Captain America, and it's going to be John Walker versus Sam Wilson. It could very well be that, now reading that from the comics, but my theory that I was going into is the long-term plan could be to get Bucky the mantle, but not get him the mantle anytime soon. That the long-term plan is to have Bucky, Sebastian Stan, be the next true Captain America when we get a Captain America movie. Right now, Sam Wilson is Captain America because Captain America gave him the shield. My theory, and part of me wants to back off on it because of what Sam Wilson in his comments said, but that was Mackie talking, not Kevin Feige. My thought process is that when the Falcon and the Winter Soldier ends, that John Walker will be Captain America. And it will go Falcon, John Walker, and then eventually they'll get it to Sebastian Stan. It's a theory. I'm throwing it out there. Or do you think it's no, Ricky, he's going to be kind of like the antagonist to where it's like, just because Steve gave you the shield, you're the next Captain America? What do you think? Basically, what's John Walker's role?
Well, I'm thinking about it. I was reading a little bit of his bio myself, too. And I'm wondering, because he actually starts off as a super villain, but I'm not going to go that route 100% because it's Marvel. What I'm going to think is, so Cap picked his successor to be Sam.
Yeah.
What I'm thinking is the U.S. government goes, we need a Captain America. John Walker, you're going to be our...
we need someone that can be a yes man, basically.
Yeah, sort of a yes man. You're going to you're going to be our Captain America. You're going to do what we say. Maybe he doesn't have the super soldier serum. Maybe he's just like an elite soldier.
Okay.
Maybe they do have like one more.
What if they were testing it again?
They tried it on Bronsky and the Hulk, and look what happened to him. He became an abomination. Maybe they fine-tuned it. Maybe they just don't give him one. Maybe just like I said, an elite soldier.
Yeah.
Maybe they do have it. But I'm going to say he's their candidate. And he goes by U.S. agent until he's like, you can't be Captain America until this other guy running around is no longer Captain America. And it's not going to be like they necessarily fight, but they are kind of in competition now. The U.S. government's pick versus Captain America's successor.
Two guys having the same mantle, fighting for the same mantle.
Exactly.
And maybe they have a conversation where Sam goes, no, I'm Captain America. And John Walker goes, it's only a name. Like, basically that side of, like, it's only a name. Like, Captain America and what he stands for.
It could be that. It's like, just because he handed you the shield doesn't make you Captain America.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, basically it's like, well,
those.
what makes you good enough? What, just because you have that shield? And maybe that messes with the psyche. Because one of the big things they talked about is getting into the character. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's also messes with his psyche. Where it's like,
making him like,
what does make me a good Captain America?
Like, am I good enough? Mm-hmm. And yeah, I agree that the not have him give it at the end of the series.
Yeah.
Let the series end with those two still going back and forth with it.
After reading Mackey's comments again, when he started bringing up how important it feels for him to be Captain America as a black man, I was like, fuck. They're not going to hand it away from him after one series. Like, that would be way short-sighted.
Well, because also I want to see Anthony Mackie as Falcon / Captain America in the Avengers 5 film with our new Avengers lineup.
Before do you think eventually they're going to pass it to Sebastian Stan?
I think down the road they might after a few like seasons of that series.
Okay.
I'd give it to him because like, hey, let's do one where Bucky is now Captain America. Maybe something happens to Sam in one of them. He's too injured or something.
Yeah.
Because he's not a super soldier.
Yeah. He's just
a
guy
man
with a suit.
He's got a flight suit and the shield.
I mean, what was he? Air Force, right?
Sam
Wilson was Air Force.
I think he was Air Force, but he wasn't a pilot per se.
And that's just something I wanted. And this is maybe a talking point to shed onto them. What do you think? Because I thought it was interesting, not knowing the D23 and what happened there. When they introduced John Walker, I'm like, how's he going to play into it? Because Baron Zemo is the antagonist.
Yes,
he's the villain.
He's the true antagonist.
Behind it. But I wonder how he's going to fight in. Maybe it is like you said, where it's the government has their own Captain America. And maybe that's why they call him U.S. Agent, which was his name in the comics after he became Captain America. He was then U.S. Agent. Johnny, that's going to do it, though. Unless you got anything else, because I kind of cut myself off there.
Like I said, I mean, that's really all I got is that I think it's going to be sort of a competition and maybe to apprehend Zemo at the end of the... Because I think they're going to apprehend him at the end of this season.
Zemo will be done.
Zemo will be done for this season.
Yeah.
They'll arrest him for this season.
Basically, yeah.
And it'll be a team up of U.S. Agent, Bucky, and
Falcon moving forward.
Or it's going to be they get to him before U.S. Agent does, and they bring him in.
They're vigilantes, and U.S. Agent is coming after them now.
So what? Here's one.
The government sees them as like vigilantes.
No, let me finish. Let me finish my idea.
Right. Feed me, baby, or feed me, Mama Bird.
Yeah, I'll feed you, baby bird.
Okay.
So Falcon and Bucky. Oh, gross.
For audio listeners, I opened my mouth
and
like a baby bird.
And looked up. Or it could be something else.
Oh, maybe. You never know.
Anyways. So Falcon and Bucky apprehend Zemo, hand him into the U.S. government.
Yeah.
Or to the government in general. They start to kind of like say, okay, you know what? Maybe this team up, he can be Captain America. And then that kind of sets U.S. Agent on his super villain route.
Oh, okay. And that's where we make him then the super villain.
Yeah, in the next one, or at least one of the antagonists.
Yeah.
Maybe not the main antagonist, but an antagonist.
Because that's another thing too, like
because then they can go the super villain route
that we don't know for sure. Like, are these Disney Plus series going to be like, for example, Titans on DCEU or DCU, I should say. Titan Season 1, Titan Season 2, Titan Season 3. Are we going to have a Season 2 of Falcon and Winter Soldier? Or are these like, treat them like movies, but instead of a movie, it's a TV series? Cool. WandaVision is done. If we're going to see those characters again, yes, we may do another series with them, but we're not going to call it the Falcon and Winter Soldier Season 2. We're going to give it a different name. And they're basically going to be like movies in a TV series style format. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like like what happens with Wanda, it's not going to be WandaVision Season 2. just going to be another story with Wanda that they name
Yeah.
a different way. I wonder if that's what they're going to go with it.
It could be that too.
So
It depends on what they want to do. They could, like, that's one of the ones
because they're really breaking boundaries with Disney Plus in general.
I feel like Bucky and Falcon is one of those ones you can have a season 2, you can do a season 3. Where WandaVision, once that ends, it's supposed to tie right into Doctor Strange too. Kind of hard to do a WandaVision after that. Whereas we don't really have an idea where Bucky Falcon's supposed to go after their series is done.
Exactly.
It could be just like, hey guys, this is one where we can pump out a season 2, season 3, season 4.
Or they're just thinking, fuck, since it relates to our movies, we got so many characters to do. All right, that was cool. Now we're going to go over here. Like, we got so many characters to use that it's like, we don't have to come back to a season 2.
I'm saying
of
they
this
don't,
right
but
away.
that's one of those ones where they can.
Yeah.
Unlike WandaVision, where I really don't think they can.
Exactly.
What If is
They
one
could-
that they can make
Season 1,
20
season 2.
seasons out of if they want. Because there's probably, I think there's that many freaking what ifs out there. Or if not, you can make up this scenario.
Do you, with that one, because we got a trailer for that too. I'll throw this
Yes,
in
I
last
saw that.
question of, do you think after this season, do they do the same thing? Wait until the next big phase is over and then say, all right, we're coming out with a, like, what? How many movies through, series and movies through phase 4? We got Black Widow, Falcon, Wanda, Doctor Strange, Loki, Hawkeye, She-Hulk, 8 episodes? And like, okay, we'll do it in phases. So what, we get a season every like 3 years on that? Or could they make that one that one is going to be a yearly, because you don't need much production because it's just voices. And it's voices animation compared to actually live action.
They can do that one yearly because it doesn't just have to be.
And just do comic book what ifs.
Yeah, they can do like pluck a few, like after this one, because this is supposed to be one for
The 23 movies.
the 23 movies. This
Yeah.
could be like pluck a few from the movies, pluck a few from the comics.
Yeah.
Make another season. Pluck a few, take all of them from the comics.
Yeah.
There's season 3. 10 from the movies, 13 from the comics. There's
Yeah.
your season 4.
Yeah.
This is one where they can keep going. Like, hey, this is one that's neither in the. This is one that wasn't done in the actual comics. What if? This is just something that.
What if that happened in
What
the
if that
MCU?
happened? What if that happened in the comics, but it was never made a decision of?
Yeah.
So it's like it could be stuff from the comics that was never made a what if comic out of.
Yeah, it's going to be Disney Plus to me is phenomenal right now. I am loving every part of it. It is worth the $13 that I'm paying for it for the bundle. But there's a part of me that's like, there's too much to watch. There's too much to watch, but like my mom said, she's like, isn't that a good thing though? Don't you want too much to watch rather than not enough to watch? So I'm like, yeah, I guess you're right. But let us know what you guys think about everything we talked about on today's show. Make sure to support us, patreon.com/most valuable podcast. You can also hit that subscribe button, that like button, share our videos as well. Also twitch.tv/most valuable podcast. When these shows are live, that's when they're going to go. Also, let us know what you think of the new format. Johnny, I will let you know this. We did not go longer than a normal podcast.
Nope.
So it's the same length as a normal podcast, except we fit a lot more.
You guys got more
motherfuckers
content
there.
in this.
So let us know what you guys think. Obviously, thank you guys on audio services, podcast services for checking us out. Thank you guys for watching us on YouTube. For Johnny, I didn't promote at Ricky Widmer on Twitter.
At War Machine 9085.
Your Instagram.
Thor_Odinson90.
And Most Valuable Pod for Most Valuable Podcast. Thank you guys for watching and listening, though. And as always, have a good day, everybody.